I am a San Francisco person for 16 years. I cut my production teeth at a company called Tech TV, television about computing, back when it was ZDTV. And I never lost that love for that kind of tech content.
You're like on the production side, right? Behind the camera?
Sure. The whole time. I wrote, shot, produced, associate produced, booked, anything, you name it.
What were like the challenges or things that you learned from that, pitfalls and such?
God, that's a great question. You know, the funny thing about way back when, it was a completely different atmosphere than what you're experiencing here. Here it's like a celebrity status to be in technology. Back then it was like, how do we merge this tech geek stuff into palatable television for the everyday person to get? And the world has completely flipped upside down. Now it's like geekish chic.
Watching Tech TV too, I always wondered, like, what are they going to think of next? How are they going to make this interesting? And watching you guys try this stuff and succeed and fail, you know, and different.
You learn from it too. I mean, look at you. You're doing a show that's about geek. It's about the nerd stalker, and it's fabulous.
Right, but it's pretty straightforward and niche. You guys, I mean, we're doing all kinds of different stuff.
The very first show that I did for Tech TV was a show called Page View. It was an author interview show that was like technology authors. It was cute. It was fabulous, and it was really deep. So.
But you guys played with all kinds of stuff. You played with humor and like.
Yeah. Behind the site, the news about technology, everything. I think it's most amazing now, though, I mean, 10, 11, 12 years after that, is how it's not about being a content producer working for a network. Now it's about anybody can be a content producer. You don't need to have a team. You can go out there and produce and distribute the content that is important for you. And you know what? You have viewers. You have people that want to know what you're doing, what it's about. So I think it's an amazing thing, and I think that traditional media should be shaken in its boots.
You being behind the camera and then suddenly being in front of the camera. Can you talk about that?
Isn't that funny? It was kind of a weird epiphany. It just happened.
It wasn't like a conscious decision, like, I'm going to get in front of the camera.
I interviewed for a job that was for somebody to interview other people to be in front of the camera, and I got that job. So, yeah, you know what? It actually is one of those things. I was up for a number of jobs throughout my career that I turned out that I wasn't the right person. I was maybe too ethnic. Maybe my name was too weird. Any number of things. And that was decided by a network executive sitting in Knoxville.
Did you feel that pressure then of like things like maybe you need to change this, change that? You mentioned your name,
Yeah.
Did you ever toy with the idea? Like,
I would never do that, and that's why I was always happy doing what I was doing, because there's some things I wouldn't sacrifice. I worked at Seismic, and it was a life-changing experience. I mean, from some place like that, I got to meet somebody like you. I got to be a part of a community, and I got to produce my own content and have my own voice. It was fantastic. I wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world.
It was such a strange dynamic, because you're, the host of a show, kind of. Well, you are a host of a show,
right.
But at the same time, you're part of a community as well.
Absolutely.
It's just the weirdest thing I think I've ever witnessed.
Actually, the funny thing is I don't think I realized that when I took the job, but it came totally apparent after I got it. And it wasn't that I had to be part of the community, it's that I wanted to be part of this community. I mean, I would watch more videos of other people than I would actually care about my own.
Right.
Because you know what? There's a lot of really interesting people out there with fabulous voices. So again, it's like the producer part of me came out a little bit more in this role, because there's a lot of good stories out there. There's a lot of really interesting people with different experiences, and I had access to those people. You know, I had friends around the globe now.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. The first time I saw Seismic, I knew that it was something that was going to change the way that content is distributed. I'm starting a website called Sukhjit.me.
I hate her because she's like the only person I know that actually got their domain.me, Adolfo was gone instantly.
Adolfo, you should know that Sukhjit.com, Sukhjit.tv, gone.
Oh, wow.
So
that was me registering it, by the way.
I got Sukhjit.me. me, and I've realized that, even if it's not a livelihood, I really like that form of expression. It's going to be a video blog. Also, I've always really loved writing, so I'm going to continue to do that.
So what's this I've heard lately about this whole food theme, and can you expand on that?
Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing for the last year, and this started before Seismic, is I've been working on an Android application for the new Google phone. And the application is cooking capsules. Now, food has always been part of my life. I'm a farmer's daughter. My mother's a great cook. Food has always been part of me and my expression of love for people. I like to feed people. So I'm gonna take this to the web. Cooking Capsule is a mobile app that gives you a little bit of information so that you can watch, shop, and make. It's great. Watch the video. It gives you a list of the ingredients that you need to go get at the store. It'll tell you where to get them. And then you can actually follow along in a recipe that's video as well as text.
So thanks so much for your time. I'm not wearing my heels.
You should think about wearing heels. It's good for your posture.
Yes, I hear.